delay in the Thames boat there. Zach Yule not happy, he is now.
Go!
And away they go, the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup. Thames Rowing Club on the right of your picture, Hollandia Roeiclub, the Dutch boat. And it looks like a good start from Thames. The next few strokes will determine that.
Slightly aggressive manoeuvre there on the steering. I was wondering if they were going to go closer to those buoys, but they have moved over a little bit, and hopefully they'll iron it out nice and smoothly, which they have done now, which is... But yeah, as you say, both good starts from both boats there. A little bit more steering there on the Thames boat again. It's very hard to sometimes not oversteer when you're trying to go full gas.
The first few strokes were definitely full gas from Thames, and then the steering begged a question, didn't it? They just, as I was saying that, shot out into the middle of the course and then overcompensated back, but they've settled down now into a rhythm, and you can see their Hollandia Roeiclub have got the early lead, a length up early as they come away from Temple Island. Some ominous clouds overhead. Big crowds in already, enjoying the day's semi-finals. This is really a big crowd day, isn't it? You've got loads of boats on the water, and Saturday at Henley Royal Regatta is about as big as it gets.
Totally right, yeah. We were saying earlier how this morning it was already packed on the trains coming out this morning at 7 o'clock from London. So yes, there is lots of people here to watch this amazing racing, and yes, being treated here to an international Dutch quad here on the far side that are doing a great job, sculling very neatly here in a more local London-based club from Thames Rowing Club on the near side of the screen, who are giving it some, aren't they? They are really trying to hold on and stay in contact with this international crew.
So Thames with a lot of work to do already in the early stages of this race. And there you can see back towards the start. The umpire's launch, keeping a close eye on things. But
yeah, keep an eye on those conditions again. We can see those patches, you see those darker patches of water where the wind has just sort of swept across and rippling it up a little bit. So that's been catching the crews out a little bit and sending them across the across stations a little bit, which has kept the steersmen busy today.
Yeah, it's quite blustery and inconsistent, isn't it? A bit patchy. You can see to the on the Berkshire bank those yellow and blue flags being buffeted around in the wind.
It's really nice when you get those shots from the front of the boats. You can see them sort of bob along, and they almost surf along. It's not in a inconsistent. It's like a nice rhythmical bounce, isn't it? Which yeah.
As a lover of nature and rolling countryside, I prefer that one. Hambledon Valley and Temple Island beautiful in the background. But it looks like it's evened out a bit. Thames have done well here to keep them very much in contention. So you approach the midway point of the race there. Pretty much there, aren't they, Thames? The Hollandia Roeiclub got sharper away from Temple Island, but they're hanging in there, Thames Rowing Club.
They're doing phenomenally well, yeah. They are performing very well for maybe, you know, who their opponents are. But yeah, and credit to the...
Just watching the steering of Hollandia Roeiclub, who have drifted out into the middle. The umpire doesn't seem to be too fussed just yet, but go much further, and he might.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, they are pushing it a little bit, aren't they, in terms of where it's a good spot to be. But yeah, Thames still staying very racy and just trying to cling on to the back end of that white boat of the Hollandia Roeiclub crew.
Having had a day off, they should be
itching.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All pent-up energy and probably frustrated to miss a day. You're missing out on a race on a Friday of Henley Royal Regatta. Great for the energy, and obviously you had this to look forward to, but in a way you feel deprived, didn't you? You want to get out there again.
Too right. You feel like you're missing out on the fun, you know, and there's only today and tomorrow. But this is brilliant. What a good push from Thames.
Yeah, Thames are definitely dug here, and they're trying to make a move in front of Upper Thames Rowing Club and in front of
Remnant Club as well. They'll have a lot of their fans in Remnant Club, so hopefully that's been spurring them on.
I don't know if that might have been a pre-race plan to give them a show just as they go past, but that was definitely a push from Thames, and they're now even more in contention than a minute or so back. It's what the Dutch have got in response. They look very calm and controlled in the stroke seat there. Vice Morrow clenching his teeth a little bit, but don't read too much into them.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's credit to Thames pushing them, and Thames are coached by a Dutchman themselves, with Alexander Smolders, who is their coach. So he's obviously probably knows some of the inside tips on what the Dutch programme involves or their race plans. But
well, I tell you, one boat that will be watching this with great interest is obviously the Leander boat that's already through, and they'll be willing on Thames to push them all the way, won't they? Because if Hollandia Roeiclub have to give it 100% all the way, then that gives Leander a much better chance tomorrow. Whereas if they have a free ride, then
you always want that. You want them to be burning some of your opponents to be burning their fuel, so they don't have less for you tomorrow.
So I bet Leander have got the pictures on and are willing Thames to push Hollandia Roeiclub all the way. Here's Thames Rowing Club. There's Hollandia on the Berkshire station. The Dutch putting in good performance in front of stewards. You see Lucas Kaiser there in the bow seat. So a comfortable lead, but anything but comfortable for the Dutch in that boat. They have been made to work by Thames in front of stewards now, last minute of this race. And there's still not much more than the length down. Great work from Thames to keep them honest and keep them pushing.
Yeah, phenomenal sculling from Thames there.
I was a little bit closer than many would have anticipated, perhaps including the Dutch. But over they go now, and in the end, the margin of victory is just a length. So, Adam, I think that was an impressive performance from Thames Rowing Club. Obviously, Hollandia Roeiclub, we know all about their power, their might. And they'll be up against Leander in the final of the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup tomorrow here at Henley. But just looking at this, great, they were both in the picture at the end of the race.
Yeah, fantastic matchup for these semi-finals, isn't it? It's been, and it'll be a real showdown in the final tomorrow. Can't wait for that. We've still got the Queen Mother's, the other side of the semi-final of the Queen Mother today, and both the Forley Challenge Cup races and another Diamond Jubilee race today. So lots more quad racing today, which is always good to see.